Living Heritage is designed to highlight, examine, and celebrate elements of the rich cultural heritage of St. Kitts and Nevis. Journey with us as we explore our distinct and immersive culture. Welcome to a life of pride in our past and confidence in our present and future. Welcome to Living Heritage. Welcome to Living Heritage, ICH documentary series of St. Kitts and Nevis, produced by the Ministry of Sports and the Creative Economy. We are going into that time of the year when nostalgia is at its height. While we don't experience winter, we anticipate feeling the so-called Christmas breeze. We wonder which of our friends and family who we have not seen for years will return home, and we look forward to visiting family and friends and eating delicious meals with them. Once ago, that would include drinking rum-spiked sorrel and eating rum cake strong enough to get you drunk. Today, we will explore the ICH domain of social practices, rituals, and festive events. Specifically, we delve into the elements of the making of traditional fruit cake that was initially eaten at a specific time of year and baked for a particular purpose. We are going to let our TKB, traditional knowledge bearer, fill in the details.
My name, Lois Ophelia Delores Hobson, and I was born on the 12th of January. That's what the hospitals said, or the people who took the registration, but my mother said I was born on the 18th of January. So I have two births. And I live at Paris Village, right across from the railway. It used to be a railway track before it became a road. It had something we used to call the box. The engines couldn't come up this way. So up to those in St. Peter's in a fountain at the top, that was Fountain Estates, and we had something you call an engine house, where you had this thing like a box. They had all kind of heavy equipment in it, iron, all kind of old things. And you have what you call those cords, those hard wires. So they will let down whoever at working at the house, like they'll let down this box, and it will come all the way down on the railway line and go right down to the bottom. And it take down the big trucks, and right in front of me here, there is a pack cane here. Oh, that's a long story. That was from my grandmother's day, when she was the cake maker for all the weddings, where she had to soak the salt butter in water overnight, and every night you show off this water and put on fresh water. And you had to beat all this butter and sugar with a cane top. That's the top of the cane. You cut off the stalk meat and you cut the blades to get it to whip the butter and sugar. And it's from how long? But then I didn't have that part to do. My brothers who did that. I had 3 brothers ahead of me. But I had to grease all the things which I didn't really like. Right? So that's where I got it from. And I don't know. Thought of. It was for an old lady, lady named Mrs. Caterer, but she went to England. And even in England, she went and tried to do cake over there. But England is not like St. Kitts, so we got the joke. Oh, some of the cakes didn't come out, and so because they didn't used to do the measurement, they just used to guess. So that's what happened. Oh, my grandmother's name was Henrietta Stoddart. Don't ask me where that name came from. But everybody knows as Miss Sugar. We call her Yaya. Those of us who live with her, we call her Yaya, but the other grandchildren outside used to say Granny Yaya. So everybody used to ask us why we don't say Granny too. So we say, that's what we met everybody calling us, so we just call her. So the children call us, so we call her. It was a household over here with extended family, my uncle, until he got his own house below it down there. But everybody was one. And it seemed to be that this was, that everybody used to come. Both family, non-family, everybody. They go in by Miss Yaya, or Miss Sugar, as they used to call her in those days, because when she was the baker, and when she was baking, she started with a pan oven, with a pole pot underneath and fire at the top. And she was a baker, she used to bake bread. And in those days, we used to have to go and bake people the fig leaf, because she used to line the pan with the fig bush, and waste the bread on them. So that's how I know that's how you bake bread. No matter bad and so. And she had customers, and she used to carry the cake to the cake cutters. In those days, they called it stale stomach. I don't know why. She had her book and she had the names, and every morning they had to wash all these bottles for Morby, the ginger beer, and then on the weekend it was the black pudding, the stew, as they call it. It's both water now, but in my day it was stew. Right? So, I guess that is where I got all this experience from. That came after when my brother took up the baking, Benji. Those who knew Benji, who had the boss. Yeah, he's the one who took after my grandmother. Hence we had the shop. Because he's the one who used to go to the cane tree with her at morning before he went to school. And he's the one who used to get up with her to bake. Because my first brother went off to England. But he's the one who was with her doing that. And well, it was from the pan oven to the stone oven. In my day, fruitcake was wedding cake or Christmas. Just those two occasions. I didn't hear about fruitcake all year round like now. Anybody getting married? It was fruitcake and plain cake. To tell the honest truth about me, back in the day, when you come to think about it, it was a matter that they couldn't get it. But I think in those days, well, they thought it was just the white people must use they used to call it the table butter, because they used to have 1 pound butter in tin. Only now and again you see somebody buy a tin of table butter, but they didn't stop to think they could use it for cake. They used to soak little red butter, and every morning you had to draw off this water, every night you have to change this water. And it to me didn't make sense, but that was their thinking. Yeah, but to the table, as we call it, the butter was there. Table butter, they call it in those days. It's not like now we have margarine and we have butter, we have salted and unsalted. And you can make the cake with whatever you want to make it with, whatever one you have, whether it's margarine or butter. Yeah. They didn't have the choice in that day. They just chose to do it with the red butter. And I think was herb. In my grandmother's head, it was wine. They used to call it cast wine, the wine in the barrel from the rum shop. And it had this place opposite the theater. The bearers had a place there. That's everybody used to line up every Christmas to go and buy the 3 bottles of wine or whatever, however many bottles they wanted from there. The wine to go in the cake, the cast wine. That is what I would have used today. They didn't use the rum, they used to make wine. If I have soaked fruits, I do what you call a cherry raisin cake. And I use that soaked fruit for my cherry raisin cake, because I have to dredge the fruit and the cherries in flour. And then these are for people who do not like the fruit cake. But I don't make that for anybody. I have my special friend, like my helper there. That's what she likes. And another friend I have. From the time I introduce that to them, that is what I usually give them. Birthday, Christmas, they want the cherry raisin. But you can do it wherever you want. You could steam it, you could grind it, you could put it in a food processor, put it in a blender. That's just it. But they just ask me for fruit cake. They don't say with what, so they ask for fruit cake, so I do it my own way. And it depends on who. It depends on who the person is. I put more alcohol, I put more wine. More rum. Yes, and I'm a customers. And I usually do a heavy one, I usually do a lighter one, and less fruits and stuff. Depends on how they want it. Well, when I get a new customer is recommended by someone else. So I do whatever I did for that person, I do for the customer. Well, when I was doing that, I brought in my tins from outside, because they have tins there that you can put in whatever size you want. So I used to package mine in tins. But what I usually do, I put a slice of bread inside the tin, as they say, in for mold. We may not know mold gonna be there, I just put that for safety, and you just ship it. If you have to send it with somebody. But now everybody just taking the cake now, and where they want it, go they get it go. But I never did mail it because somebody always collect me with tape way first at the top or very often at the top or the bottom. That's a matter. As long as it's in the tin, he stopped the mold. I don't know how. I don't think it's really true, but I was told to do that and I did it. But to me it didn't make sense because fruit cake doesn't really spoil if it's done properly. I have local. Every time they travel they need a cake. Up to today. One came for a cake and I have to give 2 for tomorrow. And that is year on. If I tell them I don't have any, they say you have to go and make one. But I don't usually make one cake. When somebody happens to bake a cake, I make a batch and I have them there in case somebody else wants to eat. But fruit cake can't stop. At least mine. I have the cherry raisin cake, and there's some people who like the chocolate cake from Christmas because they say they don't want any black cake, right? I usually do. So there's some people who say, can I get a banana bread, put some fruits in it? Well, a lot of shortcuts there. You could steam the fruits overnight if you're so in need of a fruit cake. Because I did a wedding cake overnight already. And they wonder how I got it done, but I told them, well, at the time I didn't have a food processor. So I just steamed the fruits, and I had to grind it. And that was it. But now there's so many shortcuts. You could just go and put the fruits in the food processor, and you have the fruits minced already. And most people like the fruits minced now. You don't want to be biting up the fruits. Those who want it that way will soak the fruits until Christmas. Or like now, they start soaking fruits. And as for the alcoholic wine, there's no such thing as cake wine. Yes, the bottle says cake wine. But if you look at the alcohol that's on the cake wine, you might as well buy the Ruby Rich or buy any other wine, because the alcohol is maybe just a 1% more, 1% less than the usual ordinary wine. So when the Christians say they use cake wine, I just laugh at them. They say, you look at the alcohol content? I say, no. I say, well, look at it. And when they look at it, they realize that it's just maybe 1 or 2% less than the usual wine. So there's not a thing like cake wine. Any wine is wine. Alcohol is alcohol. I think so. People like fruit cake. I don't care how you look at it, they just know the fruit cake. And if it's well done, all the better. Well, everything is easy nowadays. You have the currants, the raisins, the prunes, the cherries, the mixed fruit. Some they call tutti frutti, the one not so bitter. So anything you want, you can get it. And most people travel now, so everything is easy to get. They can make a living from it, but they'll have to go and do the marketing or get other people to help them market the fruit cake. There's a difference between a rum cake and a fruit cake, because you could have a fruit cake without rum. Yeah, you could just have a plain cake with fruits in it. Some people like it that way. You don't want the rum in it, so you just give them a plain cake with the fruits. Rum cake is really a rum cake. You taste the alcohol. But you pour it on it after you finish baking. Get out the real McCoy. I can remember the year when Victor Williams and they started the group Rock. I was the teacher of the year for them. And there was a magazine that they asked me for recipes, for I think there's 3 recipes. And I did cold water, fruit cake, and something else. But I got lashes all over for the fruit cake, from the fruit cake baked in those days, bakers then, because so many people want baking then. How can I go and put this recipe in the magazine and blah 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 blah? But I wasn't going to make away with it, right? As I told them, nothing wrong. If I put something in a magazine, it might even come out how it should, because they might put something that they want in it. So it doesn't make sense that you make a fuss about it. Yeah, that's far back, that I put, and then a couple of people using that recipe today.
We'll be right back with more about traditional fruit cake from TKB Traditional Knowledge Bearer Delores Hobson.
Check on your batteries. Check. Emergency center. Check. Store up your water. Check. And board up your window. Check. So you got to place it. Check. Before it is too late. Check. Disaster could happen anytime, any place. Check on your elders. Check. And your insurance. Check. Secure the animals. Check. Tie down the gas tank. Check. Don't intoxicate. You got to play it safe. Disaster could happen anytime, any place.
For more information, contact your National Emergency Center today. Before the storm, stock up on perishable foods to last at least 24 hours. Secure important documents. Full up on gasoline. Remove boats and fishing pots from the water. During the storm, unplug electrical appliances. Do not go outside. Listen to your radio station. After the storm, do not go sightseeing. Make sure the entire family is okay and assess and photograph all damages.
Check on your battery. Check. Emergency center. Check. Store up your water. Check. And board up your window. Check. So you got to place it. Check. Before it is too late. Disaster could happen anytime, any place.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Welcome to the St. Kitts Craft House. This is where life begins. And what we create will leave you speechless. We train, we create, we promote, and we maintain the highest standards. Experience life for yourself. The premier craft and production facility in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Our TKB Delores Hobson is now going to show us how to make traditional fruitcake.
And I'm going to use anchor butter. But you can use a butter of your choice. With a holly bush, or you can mix it with margarine, half, whatever suits your pocket. Let's get it all in. Make sure the butter is at room temperature. Easier to mix than it is hard from the fridge, because you have to wait until it runs down, or you have to let it beat. If you're using your hand especially, you have to wait a while. But with modern equipment you have no problem. And I'm going to mix this for about 20 to 25 minutes at a high speed. I have here my flour already sifted, and I add my spices. I have ginger, allspice, nutmeg, and cinnamon. I have 3 pounds mint. You can use all type, but I just have raisins and currants. And I have, we call it mixed peel, but I mince my mixed peel because nobody wants to buy the mixed peel. Okay? So, you give the butter and sugar about 20 minutes to cook properly. In the meantime, I get a dozen eggs. You can use any fruit you want. Fruity is the softer kind for the mixed peel. The mixed peel is the winey one, right? The people who like to bite it in the fruit cake. So I mince mine so you get the flavor and not the fruit itself. The fresh eggs can be really good. Mixed essence, rum essence. And you don't get it scented. Rum essence. Put in. One tablespoon. Or you could put in the essence of your choice. And the first bite I had, it was bitter. So I asked Lisa, what happened? I said, Lisa, what happened? She said, well, the cake wouldn't come. The cake, when it was mixing it didn't come very dark to it. So I keep putting in the sugar. The sugar that she burned, goes down to the first stage. And she keep adding it. So that is what happened. So I end up making cake for her to send overseas to her people. So it's best to stay away from the sugar if you don't know how to use it. Let's everything to the mixing bowl. Mixing going down. Okay, well mixed. Now, I usually start with my fruits first. So I go in with my fruits. Just pour in everything now. And you can mince your fruits as fine as you want them. Add my mixed peel. I can just add it in. Some do, but I do a little at a time. And then I fold it in from the front. When I put in everything, fold it in.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
It's more folding now, so not so much mixing.
When I do it, I do it this way. Start here, here, if I missay how much wine, I think I've used four cups of wine to mince the fruits. That hence the liquid. And if you find it's a little stiff, you can add the wine, because as I said, the heat removes the alcohol. Some of the alcohol. I use Old Pirates wine from ODB, or Red Label wine from Rams. Rum cake is to be eaten in small pieces, not like some people, because it tastes good. No? And there's no difference in no cake, that's what they into it. I'm just going to tell you that. And it's like this one, you laugh. And that's cake wine. You look at the alcohol. Just like the Rich Ruby or Ruby Rich. That's it. My grandmother will do that. She say, if you stand like a man, that means, it's good to go. Put these in the oven for about an hour and 10 minutes. Maybe more, but an hour and 10 minutes in the first instance. Okay. For those who want to make a Christmas cake, it's just 2 pounds of fruits, 10 eggs, 1.25 pounds of flour, and if you don't want it, 4 teaspoons of baking powder. You soak your fruits in 4 cups of wine, or half wine, half rum. And that's just it. I usually do a mixture of rum and wine. And for those who like it, put the rum in it after. For those who don't want it, it's strong, put the wine. My business name is Jodels. Jolene and Delores. Everybody knows Jolene Tumshi. Oh, my phone number 662-4164, or my landline is still in the book, Delores Hobson, 465-6456.
I am sure you could almost smell that fruitcake baking. Our traditional knowledge bearer, Delores Hobson, just gave us her recipe for Christmas fruitcake. That's what I call passing it on. And great news, we are now on Instagram at Cultural Heritage SKN. And don't forget, we are on Facebook at SKNICH or at ICHSKN, on YouTube at St. Kitts Culture, and X or Twitter at St. Kitts Culture. Join us again next time, because together we can safeguard our living heritage.